Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. And again, it's this odd feeling. Yeah, it's good. It's Friday. Happy to go into the weekend, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot. Uh, I'm pretty much in the mode now where I expect to not really be leaving the house at all. Um, you look at these stories that have come out of China and how they handled it when they were not successful with the coronavirus, and then when they were successful in holding down the coronavirus. When they weren't successful is when they were in denial. And that stage really hurt a lot of people. When they were successful is when they took it incredibly seriously. And I don't even know that we could ever get to that point. I mean, they had squads of men and women walking down the street with full hazmat suits, spraying off the streets with disinfectant. They had committees standing at the door of every apartment building, taking the temperature of people walking in. They were called fever committees. And if somebody had a fever, they would then go to the fever clinic, which was just a big open room with cots where they divided men from women from children. And if your whole family was there, you never got to see your family. And then if that's where you were, if you were suspected of having this, and then if you did actually have it, they ran you into another room, a quarantine room. So the things that they did, I guarantee, are not going to be something that we accept as Americans until we see people we care about suffering. And that's not okay, right? Because right now, the issue is ignoring it, calling it a farce, calling it fake news, whatever we want to call it. It's not fake news. It's not fake news. And, there's people insisting on going out and still, going to parties and going to events and doing their thing. And they're upset about the St. Patrick's Day parade being canceled. Yeah, we're beyond that. We need to be beyond that. We need to take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones, because if it's not me that gets sick, it's maybe somebody I care about that gets sick because it passed through me. So I would urge everybody to make it their priority now to educate yourself from a valid source. Don't listen to the people that are trying to place blame somewhere else, that are talking about the political aspect of it. Listen to the doctors. Listen to Dr. Anthony Fauci. Listen to the local doctors. We have, we have a few doctors that we know, and my wife's friend from high school said that her anxiety level is through the roof right now. She's an OB-GYN, her husband's a surgeon. I have a cousin in Florida who's a surgeon. He is tired of hearing all of the experts, the people that just feel like they know what they know because they're watching somebody, the one person whose opinion validates theirs, and they're just repeating that. Listen to the doctors. The doctors are taking this seriously. They are scared. We don't have the facilities. We don't have the test kits. Like, there's a lot of places we are deficient, and we need to be taking care of it. My wife actually just told me about an article she read about the Spanish flu in 1918, about how St. Louis shut down schools a couple of days early, and the effect on their whole population was much better than Pittsburgh, who shut down their schools 7 days too late. There's proactive action we can take. It's going to hurt a little bit now, but probably a lot less than if we don't take care of things going forward. So as far as me, how I handled my day today, my priority number one was stocking up on what I needed to stock up on. We have frozen vegetables. We have dry goods that we have. I mean, we have enough here. We don't have to leave the house for a couple of weeks. And we can still do the shipping that we need to do. We have inventory in here, and we're not ordering anything else in at the moment. And we, have it picked up by UPS at the end of the day. And that's where we are right now. And, we're going to keep going. But my kids are not in school, and their teachers thanked us for it. And I hope that cooler heads prevail. The Pennsylvania governor seemed to, be open to the idea, and I'm hoping today, through a meeting that they have, that they decide to cancel schools at least for a couple of weeks. In this article that my wife referenced, it's the kids are a major vector for disease. You put them. I mean, they're telling us everywhere, don't get into a big group, and the kids are a big group, and they're not disciplined with how they wash their hands, like you're saying there, Janice. And then they come home and they, bring it into the house. And on top of that, one of the side effects of keeping kids home is that it makes the parents stay home. So then the parents can't be out doing the things that might endanger people or themselves. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Jan, over in Bethel. How you doing, Jan? Good to see you. Janice says, scrub your hands, drink a Corona beer, lock yourself in your house. Yeah, we're going to keep. Yeah. So I don't personally drink Corona, but I do have a nice little stock of beer in the basement. And it's funny because I was at Sam's Club at 7 in the morning, picked up what I needed to pick up at Sam's. I went to the local grocery store for the things I couldn't get at Sam's. And I stopped at a drugstore to pick up kids' Motrin just in case we needed that. And I get home and I'm unloading the car, and my wife says, "You didn't get me wine." So after we unpacked the car and put it all away, I went out to the liquor store and grabbed 6 bottles of they had Mia Netto, I think it was, on sale, Prosecco. And I bought a couple of bottles of rosé for my wife. So the way we're looking at it, we're going to stay home, have a good time, enjoy Netflix. We're going to do some work. We are going to have, look, if we're moving in a month into the new house, then we're going to clean out our liquor cabinet. We're going to clean out all the food in the freezer. We're going to be lean when we're ready to move. But it's, when you let your imagination go, this stuff gets scary. They say not to worry about the kids so much that they really don't show symptoms or, anything happens. But the problem is if something happens to me, right? If something happens to me and I need to go into the hospital, and then something happens to my wife and she needs to go into the hospital, where are my kids going to go? There's a lot to consider there. I'd rather not have to deal with it. So, even if that's a, 0.05% chance, or, whatever small chance that is, and it might be bigger, I don't know. I don't ever want that to happen. So if I can make it even smaller, add another 0 in front of that, then I'm going to do it. And the cost to me is pretty small. Even if financially there's a little dip, or I don't get to go see my friends, I don't get to get out. I'll open the windows in the house and enjoy fresh air that way. We'll sit in the backyard. But I don't need anything more than, to sit home, do my work. If I can, anything I can do, from my desk here, talking to you, and anything else we can do. But I don't need, from my perspective, it would only be selfish of me to go out and do things that would endanger my family. So that's my priority, and that's my values. Do I care about being embarrassed? That. My friends are going to want to say, "Hey, come out and grab a beer," or that anybody hears that, I went out and stocked up on a couple of weeks worth of vegetables and other crap. Am I going to be embarrassed about that? You know what? It's a little embarrassing, but in the end, it's in alignment with my priorities, my values, right? It's having that concrete, like, look, I don't care. I don't care that, because I'm keeping my family safe. And in a month, I hope I can look back and say, wow, I did all that for nothing. But it doesn't matter because I can eat all those groceries anyway, and it's not a big deal. So I'm okay with that. And I think, more of us need to be okay with that and just, stop trying to minimize this. We can't minimize it anymore. It's here, and it can get really bad. And we need to listen to those warnings and do what we can do to stop it from getting crazy. Those measures do seem extreme, but it is only temporary and it saves lives. It's worth the interruption to life. There's going to be a lot we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to deal with the economy and job loss. And there's a lot. Honestly, even staying home for a couple of weeks might seem like a vacation compared to what we might have to deal with in the future. So take care of your loved ones and don't add any more risk to all the crap that's going to be going on. So we took care of ourselves this week. We're all set. And if there's anything we need to get out and get, I'm probably going to do it when nobody else is out. I'll go in the middle of the night to a 24-hour grocery store. I'll do what I got to do to stay away from people. Oh, Janice says, my son is amazing about your live and replying to comments so quick. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to you guys. In fact, you know what? If I'm not talking to anybody else aside from my family, this might be the only conversation I get to have for the next couple of weeks. Hey, I enjoy this stuff and I enjoy talking to you. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I think I'm just trying to impress upon anybody that I can to inform yourself. Take this seriously. The New York Times has their daily podcast. You can listen to that, and they've interviewed a gentleman that is he's covered the most extreme cases of things. This scares him more than Ebola, SARS, and all this other stuff. There are podcasts now dedicated to informing people about this. Anything that's non-essential, I'm not going out. Anthony Fauci on CNN last night, they asked him, "Are you going on a plane?" And he says, "I don't have to go on a plane." They said, "No, would you go on a plane?" And he said, if I need to, because I have to go take care of people because that's my job, then yes. Otherwise, I'm not going on a plane. So, all this stuff that we just need to pull back a little bit, give it a couple of weeks, see what happens. It doesn't hurt anything. So our rest of the day, today I got my main priority done today, and the rest of my day is going to be, we're packing the house. We're going to do that tonight, getting ready for a move. We're gonna, watch some TV together, watch a movie, maybe open a bottle of wine with the wife, and I have some work to do. I have some emails to get back to, some bills to pay, that sort of thing. Today, normally as normal on Friday, today is less of a priority day and more of a cleanup day, more of a to-do list day. So that's that. And then over the weekend, I'm not planning on doing much. If there's time for us to go outside and enjoy the weather, hopefully it's nice, we will do that. But if not, we'll find things to do. We have plenty to do around here, plenty of chores that we need to catch up on and things that need to happen. So we're okay. I don't need to be super, super social for a while. Probably we'll have the news on quite a bit. We're going to keep up and see what's going on. The companies that are going to be doing well right now, I am sure advertising revenue for Fox News, CNN, all those companies are going through the roof. And on top of that, Netflix, Hulu, like all those companies have to be doing amazing right now. Amazing. But they're predicting companies like Google and Facebook are going to lose something like 20% of the revenue, which has to be huge. I don't even know what the revenue numbers are anymore. But, businesses aren't advertising because businesses aren't selling anything. And, who gets the brunt of that then, besides the employees, is going to be, the places where they advertise. So it's going to be a big deal for a lot of different places that you don't anticipate. Public school parents now are homeschool. Yeah, absolutely. And so that's the way we're looking at it. And if they have online learning, my kids are going to have to do that. We just ordered a bunch of books for my kid to read. I think actually they just arrived a little while ago. They're going to, they'll get some PlayStation time. They'll get a break. They'll get some reading time. They'll get some play together time. So we'll try to structure their day so that they're not, their brains aren't oozing out of their ears from watching too much iPad or PlayStation. But they'll do good. They'll do fine. Our discussion is, what do we do on Monday if they don't cancel schools through the weekend? What do we do on Monday? And we'll try to see what the news is and how it looks. But it's not a decision we can make. It's not something we can worry about until it comes. But I don't know. My goal is to keep my family safe. So if I look like an extremist because of it, that's okay. I will deal with it. That's it. If you guys, drop a comment in this video, you guys are handling all of this and how you're getting through the weekend. Are you locking things down? I know in the grocery stores, it was crazy. The weird things you see in the grocery store, frozen pizzas, gone. I mean, they had like Hawaiian pizza was like the only flavor left. And I think I got a meatball one. Frozen vegetables, fully stocked. I got so much frozen broccoli, mixed vegetables and stuff, asparagus. We're loaded with frozen vegetables. But toilet paper, gone. Toilet paper's gone. Kleenex, gone. What else? What else was something funny that I saw? Cokes. I mean, I was behind a guy in the grocery store who literally had a dozen 2-liter Coke Zeros and then a bunch of boxes of cans of other stuff. I can't even imagine consuming that. I probably have consumed 2 liters worth of Coke in the last 5 years, whether it's Coke Zero or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's funny. Like children's, I had to go to three places to find children's Motrin. Which I'm assuming, like, heaven forbid, your kid gets the flu through all of this, and then you have to worry about that too. Uh, what else? There was one thing that was really funny. Pork was gone. Pork was, because it's so cheap. Pork was gone. There's a lot of chicken left, a lot of steak left, a lot of fish left. In fact, I was checking out the lobster briefly because I read that because we weren't shipping anything out, lobster prices were dropping like crazy. So I checked out lobster, but they're still 12 or 13 bucks a pound. So I didn't get lobster. But yeah, it was nuts though. I got there at 7 o'clock at Sam's, and by 8 o'clock they were jamming. And at the grocery store, I again got in there pretty early, but within a half an hour, I was five people deep, and there were a lot of lanes open at 9 in the morning. It was pretty nuts. Liquor store was wide open though. Nobody at the liquor store yet at 10 in the morning. Oh, wipes. Um, and no, there was no hand sanitizer. That's just gone. In as far as making your own, I watched last night on that CNN special they did. They asked one of the doctors, "What about it?" And they said not to, because if you're wrong on the mixture, you're going to think you're protected when you're really not. And the best thing you can do is just use soap and water. It's actually better than hand sanitizer anyway. Now, when you're on the run, it's a little bit different. I can see why you'd want hand sanitizer, but what I ended up doing, they did have wipes at the Sam's Club by us. They're probably gone by now, but I grabbed the package of wipes and I put one bottle in each one of our cars. And so, listening to this guy on this New York Times podcast, what he does is, like, he considers, like, he sterilizes his house and he maintains it and he considers it clean. But every time you walk back into your house, it's contaminated again, anything you touch. And anything what you're carrying touches, right? So, like, he's like even saying that, like, you grab something from the grocery store, the stock person, their germs are on that thing in the grocery store. So you have to consider that any place you put those items might have something on it, which will die off in time, but immediately has something. So he like carry around sanitizing wipes, right? And I have a bottle in each one of my cars. And what happens is, if you pull one out and hold it in your hand and touch everything, like wipe everything that you touch, whether it's your door handle, steering wheel, the button to turn the car on, the shifter, the parking brake, and then even when you get out, the door handles, the button to open the lift gate, all these little things that you might not think about, you hit it all while, because you still have the thing in your hand, and then everything's sort of getting clean while your hands are clean too. So that's what we did. We have a package of those wipes in each one of our cars, and hopefully that does a decent job with that. Home Depot is a good idea. Home Depot and Lowe's. I bet you that's the one place people aren't thinking about. Yeah, yeah, people aren't thinking about that, I bet. Which reminds me, I have to go get wood pellets. I bought a brisket. Sam's Club had brisket on sale, obviously, for this weekend. And I'm going to smoke a brisket this weekend. I need to go get pellets at Lowe's. I'll have to do that today. Um, yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. Anyway, so it's a crazy day, crazy time. But keep safe. I'll be here probably every day, barring any kind of. It's funny because I'm so used to going into the weekend. We were supposed to start sports this weekend. I don't think that's happening. So I'll probably be around every morning. So look for me, and I'll be here. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to talk about, I'm here. I'm by no means any kind of medical expert, but I'm certainly willing to talk about it. God knows I'm learning enough by reading. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Look up what's going on and educate yourself, and having a little alarm. Have a little alarm bell that when somebody tries to shift blame, when they start making it political, when they start making it about Democrats or Republicans or whatever, having a little alarm that says, maybe I need to tune this guy out, or woman, maybe you need to tune them out. So, get good information from smart people. Love your tree to grow, leave just in case. Love your tree to grow, leave just in case. I'm not, Janice, I'm sorry. I don't understand that one. Love your tree to grow. I'm gonna have to Google that. Lori, looking forward to it? Yeah, me too. I like talking to you guys. But if, I'm gonna head out now. But drop a comment. If there's some things you guys want to talk about or some questions you have as it relates to Define My Day, drop a comment and we will we can certainly talk about it. All right, have a great Friday. I hope your weekend goes well for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.